Long ago, the Tiv people were strong. The forefathers had fought many battles, pushing back invaders who wanted their land. They fought with arrows, native guns, and powerful juju. They stood as one. "This land is our blood," the elders said. "Our fathers died for it. Do not sell it. Do not betray your brother." Greed entered their hearts. Some wanted quick wealth. They did not care about the land, the future, or the people. They began to sell pieces of their father's land to outsiders. They shook hands with the Fulani herders, accepting money in secret. They promised the herders space for their cattle. More and more came, bringing their cows, their families, their warriors. The Tiv who had taken the money smiled. They felt rich, but they did not know that they had invited death into their homes. At first, it was peaceful. The Fulani herders acted like friends. They moved among the Tiv, learning the land, watching. Then the problems began. The cattle roamed freely, eating Tiv crops. The farmers protested, but the betrayers told them to be quiet. "It is nothing," they said. "The land is big enough for all of us." When the Tiv complained, they were met with violence. The first killings were small. One farmer, in the bush, a child caught alone. The betrayers still said nothing. The money had blinded them. Then the real war began. One night, fire covered the land. Tiv villages burned, their houses turning to ash. Women screamed as they ran, holding their children. Old men fell, cut down by knives and bullets. The Fulani warriors came, not to share, but to take. The Tiv tried to fight back. Some had already betrayed their people. They had taken money and land in exchange for silence. Now, they stood by and watched as their own brothers and sisters were killed. Clans turned against each other. Instead of fighting the Fulani, they fought themselves. One village burned while the next stood and did nothing. The Jukan saw the weakness. They struck, raiding villages, killing and taking land. Other tribes followed. The Tiv, once strong, were now surrounded by enemies. But the worst betrayal came from within. The politicians, the so-called leaders, used the crisis for their own gain. They took money and gave orders. They paid young men to kill their own people. Fathers and sons turned against each other. The land was soaked with Tiv blood.